Hello again, traders. Right, this chart is a response to a request on Twitter as to why this a potential cable short here failed. And I wasn't going to make this video, but it prompted me to have a look and make comparisons with other charts like EU and in particular GJ, and I'll show you why I decided to make this video in a moment. But anyway, in answer to LK on Twitter, excuse me, you notice I've got a lot of stuff on my charts, and if you're new to me, you probably think I'm a complete rank amateur because I've got all these indicators and various lines and levels on my charts. And I have to be honest, I've been through all of this stuff. It's been on and off and on and off of my charts multiple times. This is the dragon. This green line is the Asian high. I think it is anyway. Yeah, Asian session low. That's that's why. Excuse me. I was not totally sure, but yeah, that's the high. That's the low of the Asian range. And what we have going on here also, we've got the daily pivot there, that blue line, and these have been on and off my charts. But now, because I was teaching myself how to trade pivots, when now I just use them as an area of sort of like a warning area. In this instance, they would have protected me about from LK from getting into short. Excuse me. The 34 EMA, which is the center of that dragon there, the 89 EMA, which is part of the dragon trading process, and in particular, you wouldn't have wanted to try. I wouldn't want to trade in that messy zone there. And I don't even have the dragon on my charts. This was related to 3 candle reversals and all that lot. But what this tells me is that I could trade the test of the 34, which is why I made the comment on Twitter that the 1 minute time frame, and I can't change it because I lose all these things, something to do with one of the indicators clears all the charts down. The 1 minute time frame, this would have been a perfect trade here. I can see that just by looking at the chart. LK mentioned the divergence there. Yep, divergence. Mentioned the well, I don't think he had this indicator on here. That's automated as well. Virtually everything on this chart, apart from the annotations, are automated. All the arrows and so on and so forth, and they are so powerful. But rather than me hand this stuff to you on a spoon, you either visit my Twitter feed or you watch a number of my videos and you will learn what all the indicators are. But so many reasons not to trade this at that point there, but many reasons to potentially look at M1 and consider trading there. We'll look at M1 on a different chart in a moment. So as you can see, what happens, and if you study the dragon thread on Forex Factory, you will know that you have to break through the 89 EMA, and in particular also the band, the dragon band, before considering trading. And as you can see, that would have protected you from entering there, and it would have got you in the correct entry there with very little drawdown. So and bear in mind, I did mention this also on Twitter, I'm constantly changing time frames, constantly looking what's going on the higher time frame, candlesticks and 3CRs, and even the RSIhisto alerts, and constantly then looking at M1. So I would have been looking at this. This is why people probably wonder how I get so many trades. It's because I'm virtually trading in 3D, 3 dimensions, 3 time frames, whatever you want to call it. So that's why that was a bad area to consider entering a trade. And also, which was the reason for making this video, is you won't often see me trading cable, GBP USD, because it is a violent beast of a currency pair during the day, because you've got the European, the British pound, and the US dollar, and that is something that Wicks Don't Lie mentions a lot on his, or used to anyway, I don't watch him anymore, used to mention on his on his YouTube channel. Be careful what you're trading, because if you're trading two pairs in their own sessions, then you will be fighting a battle, if you like. Whereas, and this is the reason I wanted to make this video also, to highlight something that I forget a lot more than, I've done so much different stuff, I forget more than I remember. And one of the things that I'd forgotten to talk about is, the importance of trading pairs that aren't necessarily in their own sessions. So JPY at this stage is totally and utterly flat. They're all asleep or whatever they're doing. And as you can see, this is a much nicer looking trend and chart than that cable chart. So, we've dropped below the dragon. We can clearly see we've dropped below support, acted as resistance. And look how nicely those alerts actually feed us into winning trades here and here. Remember, the alert triggers during the candle. So the minute that shows, the minute we've pushed through with momentum, the level, in this case 18, minus 18, then you could drop down to M1 and potentially get in on that candle on an M1 signal trigger. And remember, I'm a scalper. Down there to there is all I'm looking to make my money on. And vice versa, you've got this one here, drops through to support there, and boom, down it goes nicely as well. So that's a much nicer looking chart, because you're only trading with one busy currency, as opposed to fighting two currencies there. The other interesting thing is, or what sort of made alarm bells go slightly, is you're in the battleground of the US dollar. The US dollar stock market opened at on that pink dotted line. So you're sort of entering at the peak time that there's going to be volatility, and you don't want volatility in terms of up and down volatility. You want just to get the volatility when they're selling or when they're buying. In this case, when they're selling the dollar or buying the dollar. And as you can see, whoops, sorry about that, you can see the difference really around this period, and compare it with GJ. Now, I have to say at this point, I am not an expert in the American session. I've concentrated all of my processes, if you like, of mastering the European session open, that I should say, the European Open, the pre-European Open, pre-Frankfurt Open, and I was generally flat by 8 AM for the same reasons that cable will go bonkers and pound will potentially be madly volatile during the early London session. So I want to be out, make my money safe and sound, and done. So American session for me is a new beast, as it were, but now I'm concentrating on the US 30 mainly. It's a whole new learning curve yet again. But yeah, just so there's a few points. As you can see, we're nicely below the 89 and 34 here. There's a definite change of trend from this potential up move here, which is a 2B reversal and all that as well, and then we're just cruising on down. So and at this stage you can start to think, they've decided which way they're going to go during this mid and later American session, and you can see clearly it's gone down. Now, I have to admit at this point, I haven't checked any other sort of back-tested this, backdated it, as it were. This is just my observations based on the quick observations in order to make this video. But I felt it was worth making those points because it was an important point, really. So hopefully this has made a few light bulbs go off for people. And as we all say, you never ever stop learning in this business. I know it's tricky and I know there's a lot to learn, but focus on one area if you like, and learn that area. You don't need to learn it all. And remember, as I mentioned on Twitter also, I've tested and tested and tested virtually every method known to man now, and you know, really they all do the same thing, so there isn't a holy grail of trading. Just choose what suits you and make it work for you. Okay, have a great Sunday. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.